the bride from the Underworld. The river of Nyalaba stretched wide beneath the setting sun, its waters glowing with gold and crimson. On its banks, a young farmer named Kato cast his fishing net. His back was strong, his hands calloused from years of tilling the soil, yet his heart was gentle. He lived simply with his old mother, and though they had little, they were content. That evening, as the cicadas sang and shadows lengthened, a sharp cry pierced the still air. Kato dropped his net and looked toward the current. There, struggling in the water, was a young woman. Her arms thrashed wildly, her face vanishing beneath the waves. "Hold on!" Kato cried, plunging into the river without hesitation. The water closed over his head, cold and heavy, but he pushed forward with powerful strokes. When his hand finally closed around her wrist, he pulled her close and dragged her to the shore. The woman coughed violently, water spilling from her lips, before she finally gasped for breath. Her eyes, deep and glistening like the river itself, met his. "Thank you," she whispered weakly. "You have saved me." Kato stared at her in wonder. Never had he seen such beauty, skin smooth as polished ivory, hair dark as the midnight sky, and a presence that seemed almost otherworldly. "Rest now," Kato told her gently. "You are safe." He carried her home, where his mother, though surprised, welcomed her with warmth. They gave her food and a blanket, and in time the young woman introduced herself. "My name is Amara," she said. From that day, Amara became a part of their lives. She helped Kato's mother pound grain and fetched water from the well. Her laughter filled the little hut, her songs lightened the burden of long days in the field. Slowly, as the weeks passed, Kato and Amara grew close. One evening, as they sat by the fire, the night air filled with the smell of roasting maize, Kato gathered his courage. His voice trembled as he spoke. "Amara," he said softly, "will you stay with me? Not just tonight, not just tomorrow, but all my days." Her eyes glimmered in the firelight. For a moment, she looked away, as if torn by a secret. Then she smiled faintly. "Yes, Kato, I will be your wife." The village rejoiced. Drums beat, women ululated, and men danced in circles beneath the open sky. The wedding was simple but joyous, and Kato believed his life had been blessed beyond measure. But blessings can be heavy with hidden shadows. Not long after their marriage, strange things began to happen. The cows refused to graze near Kato's hut, their eyes rolling white with fear. Chickens stopped laying eggs. The old village dog, who had always lain by the hearth, now growled whenever Amara walked past. At night, Kato sometimes woke to find her side of the mat cold and empty. He would listen, heart pounding, to the sound of her footsteps leaving the hut. One moonlit night, curiosity overcame him. Quiet as a hunter, Kato followed. Amara walked barefoot through the tall grass, her pale figure gliding silently toward the river. She did not see him in the shadows. At the water's edge, she stopped. Her face shone with an eerie light, her voice low and strange as she whispered into the darkness. "Mother of the river, Father of the deep, I return." The water stirred. Mist coiled above the surface, and then, without warning, ghostly hands rose from the depths. Long, pale fingers clutched at Amara's arms. She did not resist. With a calm, almost sorrowful expression, she let herself be pulled beneath the surface. "Amara!" Kato shouted, racing forward. But it was too late. The river was suddenly calm again, rippling softly under the moonlight as though nothing had happened. Only silence answered his cries. Kato stood frozen, trembling as the truth clawed at his mind. Who was Amara? A woman of flesh and blood, or a spirit belonging to the underworld? Far above, thunder rumbled, though the sky was clear. The wind grew colder, whispering like voices unseen. And so began the journey that would change Kato's life forever. And now let's go to part 2 of the story.